Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today's gonna be a very fun video because today is going to be super busy. Now, assuming you guys have already read the title, you probably know exactly what we're doing, but if you haven't, let me explain. So there's basically two big things we want to do today. Number one is the phase 2 germination shelf thing. I'll go a lot more into detail in a second about that. We also got a lot more strawberries, which I'm very excited about. Those are Seascape strawberries, which should do very well indoors. I'm going to go a lot more into detail about that too, and kind of the reason why we've got so many strawberries in here that really have not done good. So before we do go and start today's video, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you not miss a video, and please like this video. Let's go and start today's video. So just starting the video off with this shelf right here. So I've gone into a lot of detail on some of the most recent videos on this channel, but just really a quick recap on what I talked about. This is basically where the seeds will be germinating, where the plants will start to be pushing up out of the soil and really starting its early stages of the growth. Then it needs to come in here. Now the problem is, this room's set up perfectly, but the grow lights are too far away for the plants to really just thrive. I feel like they're mainly just gonna kind of reach up and just really stretch, and it's gonna give a lot of problems. So that's the reason why I'm adding this shelf. Now, I will say, I've had my hands on a lot of shelves over the last few years from really all the businesses and projects I've done in the last 3 years. So luckily, I have my hands on a lot of shelves just like this. And after a lot of thinking about it, these are still really close. They're more of just kind of brings it halfway. But after I've gone to a lot more just thinking, I'm actually starting to ask myself, maybe I should add one more shelf. So I might do some measurements to see if that's even possible, because obviously these grow lights are going to come down a little bit. So the grow lights are mainly going to be kind of down to here, and then the trays will be a little bit higher up. So mainly there's going to be about this much space, and I really don't want the plants to just absolutely cook. Also, another reason that's making me stop doing that is when I do plant these strawberries, they will go on this shelf, and the strawberries are really going to start touching the grow lights. Now what I'm thinking is, it might just be good to just kind of leave the shelf how it is, move it to its spot that I'm thinking of right now, and we'll just go on from there. So grow light situations, I am really hoping to get about 3 boxes of grow lights, about 18 grow light strips. So these ones are actually the old model we were using in the room. I'm thinking about taking all of these off these 2 shelves, replacing them with brand new grow lights, the fancier like 10,000 lumen ones from Barina, while these will get moved over to this shelf. And I'm thinking I'm gonna put 3 grow light strips on each row or each shelf. So I'm very excited about that. But doing a 180 right here, here are these strawberries. Now, they look really good. Check out all that green and just absolutely phenomenal plants. Now I'm gonna go into some very quick detail. I'm gonna talk really fast here though. So we've done a lot of work with strawberries, just a ton of work, and I will say it's very fun. I will say I've grown so many things in here, and out of everything I've grown, strawberries are probably the hardest that I've ever had to grow. Just they do really good, and all of a sudden they just get infested by like spider mites, and then this is a huge problem. Just a lot of stuff that's happened with those strawberry plants. So I'm really hoping this will go well. Now, luckily, I have a lot more knowledge about like nutrients, so now I can put them in this type of soil. The reason why I'm going to be doing coconut coir is there's absolutely no bug eggs in it, so I don't have to worry about spider mites hatching just randomly, which will be a huge exciting accomplishment. Another thing is, the last time I grew strawberries in here, it was doing very well. I put them in Miracle-Gro soil, and if you guys have never worked with that, it's great. I absolutely love it, but it's also full of just bug eggs, gnat eggs, spiders, lots of stuff. So as the soil could get moist at the beginning of the day after they're all watered, just stuff started hatching like crazy. The room just started to get just absolutely infested by millions, I wouldn't say really, thousands and thousands of flies, of gnats. We had just almost all the plants in here were covered in spider mites. They were on just some of the pots, and then a week later, the aquaponics was covered. Just all of it in here was covered. So long story short, I am never going to be working with a fancy type of soil mix, and that's really why I'm going 100% coconut coir and just aquaponic sponges. So I'm very, very excited about that. Now I am going to go a little bit more into detail about these in a second. So let's just go ahead and get the tripod set up, and we'll go from there. Well, over the last few minutes, I ended up filming a very quick short that will eventually be posting in about 3 hours from now. So I'm very, very excited about that. Now, if you guys have not yet seen that video, here it is. Let's plant some strawberries together. Today, we're gonna be planting about 50 Seascape strawberry bare root plants. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is clean the plant up by taking off any dead leaves, any things that you just don't want on your plant to take off. And once you do that, you're gonna wanna soak that plant because it's had a huge shipping journey to your house. Soaking the bare root will help it come back to life even faster. Once you soak the bare root for about 30 minutes, go ahead and take it out. And find a good enough pot that can hold all those big roots it's gonna eventually produce. For this plant, I'm gonna be using coconut coir, but I also recommend Miracle-Gro. Once you've filled your cup up with soil, go ahead and press down and put the plant in. It is extremely important you do not bare the crown. Once you do that, you can go ahead and water.
Subscribe for more videos like this.
Now that was a really good video. I'm very, very excited about all of this. So let's just go ahead and start the time lapse of cleaning these off, soaking them for 30 minutes, and then planting 50 plants. So I'm very, very excited. I think in the meantime, while they're soaking, I'm going to somehow do the shelf. So let's just start this giant time lapse. Right, and after quite some time, about an hour, 45 minutes-ish, we've done a lot, like a lot. Number one, I've completely moved the shelf while my mom did all the strawberry plants and got them ready. I was able to get all the grow lights off, which was very disappointing to see because they took absolutely forever to put on, but at the end of the day, once it's done, but I'm very, very excited about this. The plants should absolutely thrive in this new system. I am really, really just absolutely in love with this spot. I feel like it all fits together with how it is. Number one, I felt like when you walked in the room with all these giant 6-foot shelves, it just looked just wow. But I felt like with that middle shelf sitting right here, it's just like, wow, oh, what's that doing there? So I feel like with this being back here, it is very, very, very exciting. And it also looks actually pretty good right here. I feel like it's a really good spot. I was able to push this down about maybe an inch. It was extremely heavy because all of them are hooked up to each other now. So that was an interesting journey there. But I will say it's going to look very, very good once all of this is done. Now, what I think is very, very interesting is these shelves right here were designed for maximum use, to be used all day, every single day, for a very long time. But what I think is funny is, for a long time, this shelf will actually have all the shelves combined. Well, out of every shelf, this one will be used the most. Which I think is funny, because this is also the smallest shelf. And yeah, but we'll have to really see how all of this does. The strawberries have been a very interesting process. I'm learning those the past few years, and every single time it never does well. The latest time I've been able to grow strawberries, it actually went pretty well for a few months, and then all of a sudden the spider mites just absolutely took over, and then it was just kind of game over there. So I'm very, very excited about this, and now that I have control over the population of the spider mites, I can really have some control in that area, so I'm very, very excited about that. Now, I don't know when the grow lights are going to get here. I don't know if I'm actually going to set them up tonight. But once the time comes, I'll be able to do that. Right now, all of these are ready. So I just need to kind of grab a attachment or something to maybe speed the process up. And I need to do like a little hole on each one where all the roots can fit into it. And here we have all the bare roots just sitting in the sink. Probably not the best place to have them all sitting, but the good thing is I was able to take all the gross water out, so now it's just clean water in here. So I'll probably take out a lot of the junk stuff once it is out, but I'm very, very excited about that, and they do look really, really good. So depending on how this goes, I might place another order for them. Speaking of orders, I really need to buy a lot more of those too, because a lot of the shelving will be run off of that, except the middle row. I'm thinking the middle row should be designated for microgreen growth only. Maybe a few other shelves designated for other things, but I'm thinking it should do very, very well. But I think for now, it's just going to be kind of a waiting game, waiting about 30-ish minutes for all those beautiful strawberry plants to be ready and just all of that stuff. So I'll see you guys, well, in about 2 seconds for you guys, but in about 30 minutes for me. All right, it's been about 15, 25 minutes, somewhere in that area, but all of them are now out of the, well, I guess the sink. So it's going to be very, very exciting to get all of these in the pots. Now, I don't really know if I'm going to put them under the shelf today. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because, number one, by the time they will go under the shelves, the grow lights will be turned off for the day. So I don't really see any point in putting them under the shelf. I also think I'm going to have a lot more time tomorrow, to be honest, to be able to get all these grow lights installed. Hopefully, I can get maybe 1 or 2 of them installed, 1 or 2 rows installed by later tonight. But I will say I'm gonna have to go through this very, very quick because I only have about 30 minutes to do this before I'm gonna have to do this really late at night because I have some stuff going on tonight. So we'll just have to see where that goes. But yeah, let's just go ahead and set the time lapse and see how much we can get done. All right, so I have done quite a lot. I've done 1 tray worth of all of that. So I will say that took a lot longer than how I actually thought. That took about 40 minutes to do all of that, which is unbelievable. I will say they do look really, really good. All I had to do is water now, but sadly I've hit that point of the day where I've just completely ran out of time. So I think for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video. I will say some tips here and there. If you guys run into the same problem that I am at right now, and you have a ton of extra bare roots that you weren't able to plant that day, grab a paper towel, lay it out flat, just kind of how they're all right now, and then maybe do one over something, and then lightly spray. Don't soak the paper towel, lightly mist it, and then that should keep the plants good for a few hours, and it should keep them good from not drying out. So I think for now, I'm gonna go ahead and water. Go ahead and wrap those up, and then for the most part, this is gonna be the end of the video. So if you guys like these types of videos, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you not miss a video, and please like this video. We have a lot more videos planned out just like this one throughout the next few years. So I'm very, very excited about all those videos. Now today was a lot of work. There's definitely gonna be a lot more work to do later tonight or possibly tomorrow morning. So if you guys do want to see that video, go ahead and check that out tomorrow when we are going to be doing a lot more on the strawberry topic. But as always, thank you so much for watching today's video and especially supporting the channel. I'll see you guys when we post next. Peace.